What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It is Tuesday, and you guys know what goes down here on Tuesday. White chat goes down here on Tuesday. So I pray that you guys are having a great day. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I just pray that your week has started off amazing. I hope that, December is starting off amazing for you guys. And I come on here, and I was talking to my team, and I did not realize it's been 5 years since I've been doing wife chat, and I have answered. Oh my God, I have answered. I don't know. I mean, my assistant put together, and I think it's been over 400 and something questions here on wife chat from women and married, women and men from around the world. So I am so blessed. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Do me a huge favor and make sure that you're putting in the chat where you're joining me from. I would appreciate that. I'll give you a shout out. But I was like, wow. I mean, I didn't realize it had been 5 years. And for you guys that don't know the reason why I started Wife Chat, I started Wife Chat because literally I was in, a really bad car accident and I was recovering and I was literally lonely. And so I had somebody who inboxed me and asked me a question about their marriage that was in trouble. And literally, I just decided to go live, and I started wife chat, and the questions have been coming and everything like that. Hi, Scott from Tennessee. Thank you. I appreciate you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you guys over on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys so much for checking my channel out and subscribing, and I love you guys on my Facebook channel, and I appreciate you so much. And so anyway, I started wife chat, and I have been able to answer over 400 questions over the last 5 years, and literally it has been an amazing ride. And so I'm going to continue doing wife chat. As you guys know, I started my YouTube channel last year. I believe it's July of last year. Actually, the channel's been up for a while, but I wasn't posting anything on there. And so what a blessing it's been to see that grow and to have a whole entire family over there. So I appreciate you guys on my YouTube channel. And so I appreciate you guys just hopping on and just supporting this. And actually, this chat does not come from a husband or a wife. This one actually comes from me personally, right? I get the privilege, and I consider it a privilege and an honor to get in people's personal spaces through my coaching and my counseling practice that I do every day, and I get a chance to do that with people around the world. And social media has literally opened the door for me to do that from around the world. And I'm so blessed to be able to do that. Sometimes when they're like in Australia and other places, I have to get up early to make it happen, or London or wherever. But it has been a privilege and an honor to serve people all over the world. But anyway, this chat tonight has nothing to do with anybody else, but it has to do with me, right? And I even though I don't handle my social media personally, I am very involved. I answer 90% of my comments and questions on my YouTube channel. And when I get off of here, I always go back and like or, respond to anything. And if you inbox me, it's personally me handling that kind of stuff, because I stay engaged with the people who support me, because I want to be a support system to you as well. But somebody came into my inbox the other day, and they pretty much said, I am so glad that you're back to motivating us and not giving us so much of the marital advice and all this kind of stuff. I like when you post the spiritual things and all that kind of stuff. And I was a little taken aback because I try to balance my social media and for you guys to get a true glimpse of who I am with the content that I do live, with the content that I do on my YouTube channel, with, you know, my inspirational posts that I put on my social media, to, you know, my personal life when I cook or sharing my kids, all my stuff, to me being transparent when, Gil and I are not in a good place. Like the same way I am on here is the same way I am in my personal life, because I can't live a double life. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And so I had to really step when that person made that comment. I called up, my team, and I'm so glad and blessed that I have people who support me and help me do what I do, because I'm not a social media person. I don't really know all about it, but I have a great team with Jordan and his team that keep me straight, and with my website and all this kind of stuff, right? And before I was trying to be the jack of all trades and master of none, but I have mastered this wife life, this marriage, this counseling, this sexology piece, right? And so that's where my lane is. And so when that person said that to me, I had to literally check myself and make sure that I did not get in my feelings, and make sure that their opinion of me did not put me in a position where I would stop being my authentic self. And so tonight I want to talk to you about, do you love yourself enough to, right? Because me and my friends talk a lot about next levels, next level devils, right? And as you guys don't know, I deal with a lot a lot of porn people trying to infiltrate my social media, because with me being a sexologist, I don't know what they think, but they try to invade. And then I have witches that come for me on social media, right? And they're trying to put spells and stuff on husbands who's cheating and wives who's cheating and all kind of crazy stuff. Y'all don't understand what's going on. But what they don't understand and know, that my God is bigger, and that I am praying every single morning at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so whenever the devil, the witches, the porn stars are coming for me, there is a hedge of protection around me. There's a hedge of protection around you and your marriage, because I pray and intercede for marriages all over the world. Even if I don't know your name, just know that if you have a covenant with a woman or man, I'm praying for you. Just know that. And so I wanted to come on here and encourage you guys. And I sent this out in my newsletter about being grateful and having gratitude. And so I challenge the people who are in my tribe, that are on my email list, to take the 30 days of gratitude, because I am so grateful to be able to do what I do. I absolutely love what I do. And the bonus part is that I get paid to do what I do. But I was doing what I was doing before I even got paid, because this is the call on my life. And so anyway, the question becomes, in going into 2022, do you love yourself enough to not allow outside circumstances to change who you are, right? Do you love yourself enough not to allow outside circumstances to change who you are, right? And you're saying, Gail, what does it have to do with marriage, right? Because I'm an individual person, Gil's an individual person. But if I allow outside circumstances to impede and to affect who I am, it affects him as well. And so I love myself enough to, and I want you to sit down and really write a list out of at least 10 things that you love yourself enough to not allow somebody else to do this, right? Thank you so much. God got you covered. I appreciate you. God has used you to save marriages. I'm thankful and grateful for all that you do and your transparency. Thank you. You don't understand. You have no idea idea how grateful I am for this message. And so today I want to tell you guys 10 things that I love myself enough to, right? And I admonish you to sit down and do this for yourself, because as women and some men, right, when you don't know who you are and you don't know whose you are and your purpose and why you were put on here, you can allow people to affect you, right? And I refuse to do that. So I love myself enough to celebrate my successes and my failures. I'm telling y'all what I love myself enough to. And I celebrate my failures because I look at life as a master class. And so every time that I look at my failures, I look at the lesson that came along with that failure. I no longer look at it and say, oh, that was bad or whatever. I look at it and I say, God, show me the lesson that you wanted me to learn from that failure. So that's number one. Number two, I love myself enough to listen to my body. I love myself enough to, because I understand what it is to be well mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I also know what it is to be sick mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I love my body enough to listen to it. Number three, I love myself enough to understand that I'm here for a purpose. And I am walking and fulfilling my purpose, no matter about the demons, no matter about the witches, and no matter about the porn stars. I love myself enough, no matter about that message that they wanted me to motivate them instead of help them save their marriage and get themselves together. I understand my purpose. I love myself to know that my life is being fulfilled with an amazing marriage, not perfect, amazing children, amazing family members that love me for me, not for what people perceive of me on Facebook, right? And amazing friends. Because without them, right, in my life, they could not be me, right? I couldn't be the fullness of who I am, right? Because I have people when I'm not feeling good, whatever, to call me and say, Gail, I'm praying for you. What do you need? All of those things matter. So having amazing relationships, having an amazing marriage, having amazing children, not perfect in my life, I am blessed. So I love myself enough to sow back into them as well. I love myself enough to take Fridays off. And I want to thank Minister Deidre Rousseau for telling me that I deserve a day off where I'm not pouring into anybody. Well, I'm not serving anybody. And this is, if I'm not teaching or speaking or something like that, but where I can just take myself to lunch and go by myself and not worry about anybody else. I love myself enough to do that. And you think, why is that a big deal? It's a big deal because I didn't do that for years for myself. And I've worked for myself for over 15 years. But I love myself enough to take Fridays off and to take myself to lunch, a good lunch. A lunch where I don't worry about the bill. I take care of me. Number 7, I love myself enough to tell people no and not feel bad about it anymore. That I love myself enough to tell people no and not feel bad about it. Because no is a complete sentence. I used to be afraid to tell people no, because I wanted people to like me, to accept me, to ask me to speak, to all of those kind of things. But if God doesn't tell me to do it, the answer is no. Number 8, I love myself enough to tell people that I love them and not expect for it in return. Because I used to do things and say things because I needed to hear reciprocated. I don't no longer need that, because I know who I am and I love myself enough that God loves me enough to transcend that if I say I love you, I care about you, I'm thinking about you, I'm praying for you, and you don't reciprocate, I love myself enough to be okay. I love myself enough to go to the doctor and to the dentist on a regular basis. And you're like, Gail, that's a given. No, I know so many people that have had chronic illnesses and stuff because they didn't love themselves enough to take care of themselves, to go see the doctor, try to put band-aids on their own stuff and diagnose their own self through the internet. But I love myself enough and pay my premium every single year to take care of Gail. I love myself enough to move my schedule around to be able to take care of me. I love myself enough. I love myself enough to seek God for every single thing that's going on in my life. I love myself enough to carve out that time and not use Him and the call on my life as a 911 call. I love myself enough to say, Gail, if you got to get up at 4 o'clock because your day is so jam-packed, to give the person that gave me the very breath and the very skill set and all the stuff that I'm able to do, right? You got to give them quality time. So I love myself enough to do that. I love myself enough to teach people how to treat me. Because if I don't teach you how to treat me, you're going to treat me how you think I should be treated. So I love myself enough to tell you how to treat me, right? And so my thing to you is, if you are in a situation where you're looking for your spouse, for your children, or for your career or whatever to treat you and to love you and to respect you, you got to start doing that for yourself. And I decided to teach this, and because the person who came into my email box thought that I was not doing enough for them. Granted, it was one person. So whoever that person is, which I will never call them out, but I know who they are, I want you to know I love myself enough and I treat myself enough to know that I'm doing enough for you and for the other millions of people that God has allowed me to reach. And if He tells me to do more, I will. If He tells me to do less, I will. And so the question becomes is, if you are struggling and you don't know if you love yourself enough, right? Here's how you know that you need to switch some things. Number one, that you put yourself last. I used to do that. I used to want to see everybody else succeed and win and whatever. And I just say, I have to wait for my turn. No, 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 no. Put yourself first. Get where you need to go. And then help somebody else. Because you can't help somebody from the start position. You just can't. Number two, you always put yourself down instead of building yourself up. I'm never going to. I'm not good enough. Yes, you are. Number three, you apologize for everything. Now, when I make a mistake, y'all know I'll get on here and I will apologize. If I do something wrong and I feel that it's wrong, I will apologize. But I'm not apologizing for getting on here and telling the truth. I'm not apologizing for saying God is good to Gail Crowder. I'm not apologizing that God said, Gail, get on here and be 100% transparent and you're going to touch the world. I'm not apologizing for that. Number 4, it's hard for you to say no. The more you say yes, the more people will take advantage of you. The more you try to do something that is not in your skill set and is not what God call you to do, just to make $1, people could see it. For me, if I haven't conquered it, I don't coach it and I don't counsel it. And I'm being 100% honest. And my clients will tell you, if I have not conquered it, I have not coached it, I'm not going to counsel you. I'm not. I will send you to someone else because I am not chasing money. I'm chasing results. But so many people are chasing money that they get you with them and their skill set is not there. And then you still feel empty. You feel like you didn't wasted your money. And it makes our industry look bad. So I say, no, I can't take this. I can't take you. I will send you to someone else. And the more I do that, the more blessed I am. If I take you on as a client, it's because I have conquered it. And I understand and I know I can help you. Period, point blank. And number 5, you doubt yourself all the time. You doubt yourself all the time. Social media will make you doubt yourself. But when you love yourself enough to not worry about what's going on social media, because how many people do you know come on here and tell the truth? Not too many. So my thing to you is going into 2022, love yourself enough not to allow all of this outside influence to infiltrate you and infiltrate your life. Love yourself enough to put some things in place where come hell or high water, you know yourself enough to walk away and say no. So whoever sent me that message, I thank you. Because I love myself enough to know that what God has called me to do, I'm not moving from it. So if you don't get enough inspiration, if you don't get enough what I'm putting out, go to somebody else's page just inspiring you. Period, point blank. It's harsh. Maybe y'all might think so, but it's true. Because I love myself enough and I know myself enough to know that what God has called me to do is make an impact in somebody's life, somebody's marriage. So I love you guys to pieces. I want to say this. If you have not registered for Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage, I don't know what you're waiting for. We're down to like 32 seats now, and we're going to be sold out. Usually I have over 200 some people at my conference. I narrowed it down to 70 because I want to make sure we can social distance, but we're going to have an amazing time. As you guys know, we have Judge Lynn coming, and I am so excited that she's going to be talking to us about what divorce is going to cost us, and is more than just money. I have some amazing teachers and speakers that are going to come and pour into you guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be hot. It's going to be fun. And I'm so glad that we're back live because, this year I had to cancel it because I got really, really sick. But also I want, with COVID breaking out and all this kind of stuff. And so we have figured out a way to have it live and have it interactive. And I'm just so blessed that for all the women who have registered, but we're going to be sold out by December 31st. I have spoke that out of my mouth. My teachers and speakers have touched and agreed. And so if you have not registered, please go and do so. Now, if they shut down the country and all that kind of stuff, y'all know I'm not one that's going to keep your money. That's not who I am and all that kind of stuff. I don't live off of y'all money like that when it comes to the conference. I have a whole separate bank account for that. That's where it goes. And if I got to give refunds, it ain't going to be, oh, you got to wait 20,000 days and all that. That's not who I am. I don't operate like that. So go ahead and register and bring a friend so we can have an amazing time. I'll put that in the chat where you can go register, because some people ask me that all the time. And if you guys have anything that you want me to talk about here on Wife Chat, you can send me a personal message. I will never say your name. I will only say this came from a husband or a wife, and I ask that you put the state or the city that you're from, and I will answer absolutely anything. Y'all know I'm an open book. I will answer it, and if I don't know the answer, I'm not going to get on here and act like I do. I will get you the answer from another professional, and I will say, this is what X, Y, and Z said, okay? The other thing is that I want to make sure that going into 2022, me and my team have sat down and planned some workshops for you guys, like some just a 2-hour workshops on Saturday. And I want to do that every other month. And so if you have a workshop in mind that you want me to do, I will definitely do it. I want to make sure that I limit it down to no more than 12 people in the workshops, because I want it to be very interactive, and I want to make sure that you don't feel like, it's a whole bunch of people on there. So if you have any workshops or anything you want me to put on my calendar, just shoot me an inbox. I would really, really love that. I really, really would love that. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Lyons from North Carolina. How are you? I appreciate you watching me from my YouTube channel. I truly appreciate you guys over there. But again, I love you guys to pieces, and thank you so much for allowing me in your personal space. And I just wanted to get on here and tell you, I love me some Gail, okay? And I love you guys as well. And thank you so much for being a part of my tribe. I truly appreciate you. If you want to take the 30 Days of Gratitude Challenge, I really wrote that years ago when God convicted me and said that I needed to show Gail some gratitude, because I was really quick to tick off 1,000 things that he was doing wrong and not be able to say nothing that he was doing right. And so I did that. But today I decided that I was going to take the 30 days of gratitude and give myself some gratitude. So it's for 30 days. And even if you're a woman, you can take it and say, I have gratitude for myself because of whatever, and write that down. And you will realize how special you are and how wonderful you are. And you can do it for yourself and then turn around and do it for your spouse. And let me just tell you, it has been, I don't know, maybe 6 times in 33 years that I seen Mr. Crowder cry. And that was one of the times when I gifted him that 30-day. He said, I didn't realize that you even noticed that I did some of these things, right? And so it's just a way to show gratitude, because life is so short. It is so short. We think it's long, but it's really, really short. You live help. Oh, my live help has helped you a lot. I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you for saying that. Again, I love you guys to pieces. I'm here every single Tuesday, and I'm on my YouTube channel every single Thursday. I love you guys to pieces. Good night. Good night. Good night.